Hello and welcome back to another episode of Power Rangers Lore. Today we're going to talk about the Astro Megaship / the Astro Megazord. Now, why did I separate those two? Well, because the Megaship doesn't mean always it's going to transform into the Megazord, and the Megaship is pretty central to the entire plot of In Space. Now, it was first seen in Turbo, the last little episode where they were first docking with it, and then into space for nearly every single episode of Space. Now, this is the first time ever, I do believe, that the Rangers had a base outside of the power chamber for once. And it would be a better system in truth rather than just sitting at one singular place where the monsters can easily attack and find out and go, hey, that's definitely the power chamber. The Astro Mega Shuttle or the Astro Mega Ship is able to move around constantly. Now the Astro Mega Shuttle is part of the Mega Ship, but it is a separate entity created by the NASADA, which is NASA, or just basically just put DA for deal with NASA, which they had sought to chase after Divatox, but instead docked with another ship, thinking it might be related to Divatox and the capturing Zordon, when in reality is the Astro Megazord. Now, from this point on, they are able to interlock and create something more that they did not expect. Now, the Astro Mega Ship is owned and piloted by Andros, but was created by Zordon in Alpha 5 off-screen on Eltar. We don't really know about this until much later in the series, but it's pretty interesting that they had enough time during the leaving halfway through Turbo to deal with this ship. Now, it wouldn't be Alpha 5 that would be on the ship from then on out. It would be Alpha 6, along with the Turbo Rangers and the new Ranger, Andros, who would be the leading Ranger of Space Ranger. Now, with the new team all put together, they immediately get their own quarters and the like, and start exploring the ship. Now, it consists of 6 total decks. Now, not every deck is told exactly what it is. We can speculate that 2 to 3 of them are probably just bay areas. On deck 1, we can easily tell you what happens there. It is the bridge of the ship, and it's pretty interesting. It's basically where all the steering controls, sensors, weapon systems, communication equipment, as well as a lot of different other things going on there. They're all able to access this from there, and a lot of times they do. They are pushing buttons in a futuristic scheme, and then Deka, who is the onboard system AI, is able also to access there, but also from her own area as well. So she does not need to be, but it's more like the human crew is totally able to there. Now, a grand total of 16 people can live aboard the ship comfortably without overcrowding. However, only a grand total of 7 or so are ever actually on the ship for any longer than an episode, which makes sense because there's only about 6 Rangers and then Alpha 6 himself. Now, also on the same level of Mega Deck 1 is the Synthetron, which is located in the recreation room adjacent to the bridge, and it is basically where they get their meals, they relax, they just do a lot of different things here and there. They have their storage lockers, where they can put all their crew there. They have a sophisticated system in all the rooms to lead to their 5 jump tubes, which basically is their teleportation system, which kind of looks like a slide. Like they just jump down a slide and it shoots them into space or to the planet or someplace else. And it instantly morphs them, and as well as able to get them to their galaxy gliders or to their space shuttle, because, why not? Now, it is on level 2 that we get to see the crew quarters of the ship, and it is where 8 total crew quarters are. Now, only 6 of them are ever used. Even though all of them have their own crew quarters, they all have double bunk beds, a desk, a chair, a dresser, and a closet. But they all have their own personalized quarters and various furnitures and stuff like that. But they have double bunk beds. Why do you need bunk beds if it's going to be their own crew? Well, here's the simple thing. Remember, it's supposed to get a whole thing of 16 people. Therefore, they need the double bunk beds. Yeah, I didn't think about it until I just started speaking about it. So don't worry. I'm pretty smart there. Now, one of the rooms was hidden away, and that is because of Zane had his own room that was especially designed to be hidden aboard the ship in a cryogenic chamber where he could use to recover and the like. Now, this was hidden away. It also depends on what else is hidden on the ship, because this is built by Zordon of Eltar, and there's always some secret thing going on in the background. So there might be some other secret chambers going on here and there, and the ventilation shaft, you never know. Now, Alpha 6 did not use any of these rooms. He stayed in the engine room, which will be revealed on another level. Now, decks 3 and 4 are not really mentioned at all. I can assume right there that they are the bay areas. Basically, they're all containing any other equipment. They can put down people who need to be transported to another planet to run away from the forces of evil. They've probably done that several different times, but they're not really mentioning what they have on there, so I can just assume right there, all bay areas. Now, is it on deck 5, or Mega Deck 5, that the Simulate deck, sorry, I can't read, it is the training room. Now, it is basically a holographic and robotic technologies combined together to allow the Rangers to do their realistic, safe environment practicing. Now, it's something straight from Star Trek with the basically the holodeck type thing going on there. And you kind of see it in the original, the new Power Rangers 2017 movie, where they kind of do the same thing, where they have holograms that fight back. It doesn't kill them, but they're able to practice out moves and go re-record battles and go, oh, how can we do this better? It is on some levels that they're able to do this as well using the holodeck as a recreation area for non-combat purposes. Like, hey, let's go on a picnic and just chill out. Let's go to the beach and just relax there. They're home away from home, as per se. If you didn't want to go on vacation, well, you can just go into the Stim deck and have some fun there. Now it is on deck 6 where all the ship's marvels are. And I would say it is the engine room. This is where we basically able to find the Ed's propulsion drive. It can go faster than light speed, faster than anyone ever thought possible, and kind of faster than it should go possible, because space magic and the time difference in space doesn't make any sense. Like in Star Wars, or like how does hyperdrive work? We don't know. They said another dimension, but like it's like really weird every time. Kind of the same thing here. It doesn't make any sense. It's just a matter of convenience at the time. It is also the most vulnerable of a ship, of any type of ship with the propulsion system. If it isn't crippled, they're basically sitting ducks, or could be entirely destroyed if it's basically going to blow up at any point. Any type of breach could cause overall catastrophe. It is also on this level that there are large cargo bay doors that open up outside the ship and have been used on several different occasions to either remove bad guys or basically just cool down some areas. Now, on the ship itself, for its defensive capabilities, it has shields, a thick hull, and on top, 2 double-barreled laser turrets. Now, Deca is usually in charge of firing those, but it can be controlled manually through the ship, as I said before, from the bridge. And is also at the bottom of the ship is 2 ion cannons meant to deal with bigger ships and to basically paralyze them, and allowing the laser turrets to basically at that point strip them bare. Now, the entire time in space, it is used as their home base, as I said earlier, as well as their mobile transport, their hospital, everything they need to do. It is their home away from home, because a lot of times in space they are off from Earth fighting some aliens or looking for Zordon. It allows them to do a lot more. Now, at the end of the series, it is not destroyed, it is damaged, but they're able to repair it and put it away. And after that, it is put into a museum after the Rangers have fully revealed themselves as Rangers, because they had to in the final battle, and lead the forces of humanity against the vile darkness. They did a great battle, and the ship was put into a museum for all to see and appreciate. Now, it was in that museum that it was later stolen by none other than the Galaxy Rangers, who saw some weird portal, and it caused some issues there. Yeah, it's really confusing. However, the guardians of the time at the museum were Alpha 6 and the mechanic known as Damian Henderson, who was basically going like, this ship ain't ready for this. Don't do this to me. And they all go off and become Rangers. Now, he helps them steal the ship, and with the promises they'll return it back. They never return it back, mind you. So, yeah. And then again becomes the home base again of the Galaxy Rangers. However, it spends most of its time docked to Terra Venture someplace. And whenever they need to transverse space, the Megaship's there, fully functional to do so. And I believe that Damien's always fixing something on it somewhere, or is forced to work somewhere on Terra Venture to fix other things that the Rangers might have broken, or the monsters themselves have broken. Now, it spent most of its battles not really doing much of anything, except for doing a battle against the Psycho Rangers when they returned, and only then did it transform to its Zord form. Now, other than that, it did not have any reason or rhyme to transform because they had their own Megazords that are separate from the Astro Megaship. Now, during the final battle with Trakina, the Astro Megaship was severely damaged when it basically got too close to the Scorpion Stinger. Got caught in its pincers and began to crush it. Now, seeing the Rangers having no other option, they looked at this and said, there's no way we can break out of this. Our cannons can't really get through at this closer range, and if we do, we'll destroy themselves. So they put it on self-destruct and fled the ship. Now, the explosion caused massive destruction and severely damaged and almost crippled the entire Scorpion Stinger ship, causing it to get tossed from space, crash land on the moon of Mirian, and effectively be destroyed from that point off, though it had to sacrifice itself. Now, there is another version that was shown in Wild Force. That would be the Astro Megaship Mark II, which was not made by Zordon because it is made by the people of KO-35. Now, this was only seen when Tommy needed a ship to get to space, even though the Power Rangers have many different ways to get to space. They wanted to show off this ship again. To get to the moon to stop General Vengex. Now, General Vengex is not the Vengex computer virus. This is General Vengex, as we did before, of the Machine Empire, the last remnants of the Machine Empire. And basically, Andros brings it over there and goes like, hey, it's fresh off the docks. This needs to go. We can use it directly. Now, this is reportedly the fastest ship in the galaxy, but I don't know why they need the fastest ship. They're just going to the moon. It's not that hard to go to the moon, but whatever. Now, they go do battle and the like, and it is not Alpha 6 who's on the ship anymore, probably still living on the Miriam Moon with Terravention and the like, but it's Alpha 7. Now, Alpha 7 kind of has a different voice and helps them get the ships going and the like, but it is Alpha 5 that has been rebuilt already, but is not seen at all in this type of ship. Now, similar to the other ship, the Astro Megaship Mark II is very well built. It has the capabilities all the same as before, but it lacks the ability to transform into a Megazord because it doesn't have the Mega Shuttle attachment anymore. So after this episode, it is never really seen again. I wish they would bring it back because there's so much more. Now, the Astro Mega Shuttle is a completely different matter. It is basically just a normal shuttle with a little squat little design there and bigger wing distance as a normal shuttle we see today we launch into space. Now, it is built by Earth. How it was able to quickly adapt and change with that of the other. So it was really changed from his original purpose of just going after Zordon, somehow fusing with the other ship known as the Astro Mega Ship. I don't understand how it worked so well, but it did, and it was weird that they had the same name, kind of. Now, after the destruction of the original ship, it is never really seen again, and the people of Earth never got their technology back, which is kind of sad. Now, the Astro Megazord is, well, the Zord version of it, becoming from a spaceship into essentially a bipedal mecha monster. It is able to do many different things. It has a shield, it has a sword, and a big blaster itself, and willing to obliterate any enemy. Now, it's a pretty epic device when you first see it. It has a pretty cool intro where it just breaks up. It's kind of one of those Transformer type things the entire time, because most of the other Zords we saw, while they are monster based, we fully expected them to turn, but when their home base turns into a Megazord, that's pretty awesome. Now, here are some notes from a few other things going on in the series. It is the first Megazord to appear in a battle after its debut series and to be destroyed after its debut series. Now, the Astro Megazord is also the only Megazord to appear in every episode of In Space, mainly because it is the home base, so you can't exactly skip it. And apparently, before it was called the Astro Megazord, it was originally going to be called the Galaxy Megazord, but it was basically scrapped, and it worked better as the Astro Megazord since they called Astro everything else. Why just call it something completely different? Let's just leave it to Astro Megazord. It sounds better. And besides the Galaxy Megazord, it would be really confusing later on with all the Galaxy Beasts or Galactic Beasts. So that is the Astro Mega Ship, Astro Megazord, and Astro Mega Shuttle, all done for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a good one, and may the power protect you always.